Here's an interesting statistic that may stun you. When we started the show October 1, 1962, the total population of the Earth was 3,100,000,000 people. This summer, it is 5,500,000,000 people, which is a net increase of 2,400,000,000 people, which should give us some cause. More amazing statistic is that half of those 2,400,000,000 people will soon have their own late-night TV show.
We saw a naked man riding a bicycle and another with a pet, a dog. And we laughed.
Bill O'Reilly was fired by Fox News today, and this has been a long time coming. I'll tell you why. Because this information has been out there, just like with Bill Cosby. The information's out there. Yes, recent allegations, recent payouts by Fox News by different, maybe that was a Freudian slip, Fox News, to different, many more women than, initially that Andrea Macris case back in 2004, the producer with the falafels and all that. But that information was there, and he was fine. 13 years later, nothing. A big cash cow for Fox News, for 20th Century Fox. But I came across an article in 2004, before even the Macris situation, before the Andrea Macris situation. Actually, about almost 2 months before, in August of 2004, I came across the Rolling Stone article that I just found online. And it was difficult to find, but I did find it. Great Rolling Stone article. I didn't write down the author, but it's very good. And I already didn't like O'Reilly. The hatred increased after reading the article. You really get to see the depth of his character there. And I wanted to share with you some of that. Here's a segment of the article. After 2 years at WFAA, O'Reilly moved to KMGH-TV, a station in Denver. He was at first as unpopular in Denver as he had been in Dallas. One of the things that never endeared him to people is how remarkably pushy he is, says one former KMGH coworker. But after a year there, O'Reilly had become a bona fide star, and he gathered around himself and I'm sorry, I don't know this word, coterie of odd, mostly younger reporters. Bob Cullinan, a 23-year-old from Nebraska, was one of them. Cullinan says that O'Reilly cultivated these disciples who included fellow reporters Joe Spencer and Michael Scott. After work, the four of them would hit the local Denver dance bars where O'Reilly was clearly the alpha male on the party circuit. I was like the original James Bond, he says. O'Reilly was setting the agenda in the KMGH newsroom too. Bill was only 29 or 30, but he pretty much ran the place, says Cullinan. But Cullinan was sometimes troubled by his mentor's approach. I helped him produce some stories, he says. He would write the story before he did the interview. Then he'd get the person to say what fit the narrative. So he's just creating his own. It's like creating a novel. 1982. He got a big break in he moved on from KMGH, obviously. So CBS News hired him as a correspondent for Dan Rather. He was in Buenos Aires. He was going to do a story about 8 angry Argentines in the streets. This is during the Falkland Island War. And they ended up giving the story to Bob Schieffer, the great Bob Schieffer from CBS, who hosted Face the Nation, etc., many presidential debates, a legend. O'Reilly threw a tantrum with his bosses there. He had a confrontation with Schieffer. If you know who Bob Schieffer is, he's probably the most kindly man you've ever witnessed in your life. Just a true gentleman. He had an ugly confrontation with Bob Schieffer. They sent him home. They literally sent him home. So then we move on to when he ended up bouncing around for a while, but when he was at Harvard, he went back to school at Harvard, political science, I believe. I'm not sure about that, but that's when he was recruited by Roger Ailes. And in 1996, he had low ratings. He had continually low ratings. Originally, it was called the O'Reilly Report. Then it became The Factor. But he had low ratings until he started focusing relentlessly on the Monica Lewinsky scandal with Bill Clinton and Bill Clinton's indiscretions. Can you believe that? The irony there? That's what really put O'Reilly on the map was the Lewinsky scandal. And he learned nothing from it, or he just couldn't help himself. I don't know. So these days, I actually don't even mind O'Reilly that much. I mean, obviously, but I just kind of got used to him. That's what happens. You can get used to just negative, stimuli, and it is hard to believe that he was fired. But where does he go from here? Because it's not like he's going to get on with MSNBC. It's not like he's going to be sitting across this from what's her name with the short hair, the lesbian. I don't see him doing that. Him and her teaming like it's like a Hannity and Colmes, like I can't see that. I don't know where he goes. I don't know where O'Reilly goes from here. He may be done. But I just knew when I read that Rolling Stone article, I was 24, and I just knew O'Reilly was up to something. I knew after reading the alpha male thing that he was doing something with women. And then 2 months later, that Andrea Macra story comes out. I'm not psychic, but sometimes I read into information and I just have these little premonitions. I don't know if other people get, and I could just see that's who he was. So very interesting news day, and we'll move forward. Talk to you soon.
Wait a minute here. You haven't involved me in the discussion one bit.
Okay, well, what are your thoughts? I mean, this was supposed to be like my soliloquy.
The media has been out to get him. Don't you understand this? This is a left-wing agenda. None of this is true. This is all sort of created by a left-wing establishment. It's a vast conspiracy to bring down Bill and Fox News and News Corp. And it's truly, truly disgusting what these women are doing. These women they're shameful. These are shameful, shameful women. And I'm sure they've all had sex with Bill countless times, and they just can't stand the fact that he is an alpha male. One woman can't hold him down. And you can't be straddled by a family either.
I can't read it. There's no words on it. I can't read it. There's no words there. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do a video. He's going to play a video.
I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean? To end the show? All right, go.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and
all right,
1.
that is it for us today, and that is it. I can't do it. No. All right, it. Fuck it.
Oh, okay.
All right, it. And we'll do it live. Fuck it.